Welcome to the new superheroes. Ordinary people who do extraordinary things. What's your superpower? Hello, my name is Joanna, and on this episode of the new superheroes, we're going to be talking about energy cords. So I started recording this episode a couple of days ago, and I was starting and stopping when I got a text message from an ex-boyfriend of mine. And it was pretty appropriate because all of a sudden I got flooded with the feelings and the energy and the intenseness of that relationship all over again. And I hadn't heard from him in a while, so it was kind of a surprise. And perfect to tell you about energy cords, what happens when people connect to us and we connect to them, and how to release them so that we don't feel absolutely crazy. So if you've ever been in a relationship with anyone, ever, whether it be romantic relationships or family relationships or business relationships, we establish a connection with these people. This energetic connection is kind of like a USB port. Energy goes and information goes both ways. You can download energy from them, they download it from you, and that energy is encoded with information. So it helps us to get to know someone. Sometimes people are open to translating the energy and what it means. Some people aren't. Some people aren't on that frequency, so they don't understand it. But if you're like me, and I'm an intuitive empath, I can feel everything. I feel thoughts, I feel emotions, I feel when someone's excited, I feel when someone's sad, I feel it all. And so when I have an energetic connection to someone, I can feel whatever they're going through, and they can oftentimes feel my energy as well. This is amazing and awesome when you find someone who you can give and receive energy with, and you love their energy, and it feels amazing and great. Sometimes it can even feel like drugs. I've never done heroin, but I can imagine that this is what it feels like. It's the best feeling that you've ever felt. Every cell in your body feels alive, and you feel like you are amplified into feeling the most amazing feelings that you've ever had, and it just kind of floods your body. This is what can happen with a really good connection with someone, a really good energy connection. What I want you to know about this, because I think a lot of people out there listening have had this experience with a partner or someone that they've been intimate with. You feel the most amazing energy and connection you've ever felt with someone. So you tend to think, I need to make this work because I'll never feel this feeling again. And it must mean that this person is my soulmate and we're supposed to be together forever in a relationship. Now, I've actually had this experience with many men this lifetime. And every time I thought, this is it, this is the one, we're supposed to be together forever, because I'm feeling these intense emotions, I'm feeling this intense attraction, I feel like we're one person, almost telepathic with them. But what I came to realize is that this connection and this feeling, it's a vibration, it's a resonance. You resonate with that person, but it doesn't mean that their personality is good for you in this lifetime. This was a hard lesson for me to learn, because when you feel these intense feelings of amazing chemicals flowing through your body, you think, this has to be good. I will ignore every single red flag parade that is presented to me in this moment because, oh my God, this feeling is the best feeling ever. And yet, no matter how I tried with those relationships, they just did not work out. Those people were not always a good match for me personality-wise. They weren't willing to show up for me. They weren't willing to be a friend to me. It was just about that sexual connection. And so I had to figure out what I was going to do with all these feelings and all this emotion and all this overwhelm, because it wasn't good, but I was so distraught because I wanted to feel this again and again, and I wanted to feel this intensely, and it would slowly turn into pain and suffering because that person wasn't willing to show up the way that I wanted them to. What do we do when we have these intense feelings and intense emotion and we want it to work out, but it's not? And we know that we need to get away from this relationship, but it feels so amazing. And we're just confused as to what to do. What I want you to know is that on the other side of letting this attachment go, there is peace, there is calm, there is a deep feeling of love and serenity that you may have never felt, or you may have felt before this relationship, but it all comes back. The reason why you feel like you can't let this relationship go and you can't let go of this person is actually because of the cord. Now, the cord that's established will make you feel like if you let it go, you're going to die. If you let it go, you're never going to find that love again. If you let it go, you're going to lose this person forever and lose a part of yourself. There are so many things that come up when you have this cord attached to you. But once you release the cord and all of the energy of this other person, you will feel an immense peace wash over you, and you'll feel calm and in a state of love. It does not feel that way before you let go of the cord. It's a matter of trust. What I've experienced in helping people let go of the cords is if they do, and if we walk them through and they're willing and able to release this cord, they feel that sense of peace. But if they're not ready, it's kind of like the Matrix, the Agent Smith character, where they'll turn on you and they'll get really angry at you because you're trying to make them let go of this connection. And what I want you to know is, even if you do let go of a connection, if you let go of an attachment and all of the energy, you can always reestablish it. It's not like it's that hard. It is so easy to establish a connection and a cord with another person. The more challenging part and the more emotional part is releasing it, because we establish these connections for the purpose of survival sometimes, of love sometimes. There's a whole lot of reasons why we establish it. But when we're trying to let go of it, all of these fears come up about not being part of the tribe, not being part of the community, not being worthy of this love. And so a lot of things will come up, but as soon as that cord is released, as soon as you release all the energy, every little bit of energy, all of these fears and the terrifying feeling goes away almost instantly. And if there's still stuff hanging on, like if you're still hanging on to little bits of energy and you're like, well, I just want to hold on to this little bit, it'll still be there. The fear and the terror and the sadness and all of those feelings will still be there. But if you can release it fully and completely, all the way, every little bit, it is a miracle. It's a miracle in a moment. It's what I want to take you through a little exercise so you can experience what it's like to do that. And it's freedom. And I just wanted to share that with you today, because when my ex texted me to come back and talk to him, I felt like, oh my God, it could work. It could work this time. He still loves me. It's okay. Like, no, all those bad feelings that I felt before, no, they didn't make a difference. And what I realized after interacting was, oh my God, this is what happens with these cords. They make you go kind of crazy. they throw all of your rational mind out the window because you are flooded with all of this amazing energy. And so you don't think rationally. You don't think, well, is this person going to be good? Like, you can only feel this amazing feeling that's happening in the moment. And then the next day you're like, oh man, that was not a good idea. And so in that moment, I realized, oh, this is the cord. This is what courting feels like. You know, how interesting. So courting kind of sounds like courting. Way back in the day, there would be a man who brought you flowers and candy and bring you out on dates. And that was called courting, like courting. And it sounds a lot like courting. And I think that's kind of what it was for. If you feel good around someone, if you begin to trust them, if they come around and give you presents and they treat you nicely and you get to know them and you start to open up to them, you will begin to establish an attachment and a cord to them. I know it's a different word, but it sounds very similar and it's for the same purpose, actually. So I want to teach you how to get your energy back and how to establish your own sense of peace and calm and relaxation in your own body again. So once you find that cord in your body, just do a quick scan through your body and you should be able to feel it. Sometimes it feels like a pain in your heart. Sometimes it feels lower, like in your sacral chakra, and that's just below your belly button. Sometimes it's in your solar plexus, which is the muscle that pulls up on your lungs to make your lungs go in and out as you breathe. Or maybe you are rooted to them. You've used their grounding cord to ground yourself. There could be a lot of places where these cords are attached. So just kind of breathe into your body and relax into it. Sometimes you'll see it. Sometimes you'll feel it. Everybody experiences energy in a different way. So just kind of tune in and find where these cords are and this energy is. And once you find it, feel into it. The feelings will probably be really intense, maybe very sexual, maybe emotional. But as you tune into it, it'll get more and more intense. But with your energy, I want you to just find the connection. It's like two hands holding on to each other. And just find where you're connected. And then slowly start unraveling the fingers of the hands. And just breathing out, breathing all this other person's energy back to them. And then call to one of their guides. Everyone's got a guardian angel or a guide that's helping them. So call to one of their guides, just with your intention. And ask them to take their part of the cord back to them and give them everything that they need. All the love, all the energy, all the feelings of connection and divinity. I want you to take this cord and send it back with this angel or guide and have them give them everything that they need. And if there's any leftover energy, just breathe it all back out to them until you feel clear. And then as you breathe in, just breathe all of your energy back to you. And as it comes back into your body, it's cleansed and purified. And just breathing into that spot. Breathe into that spot where you had that connection. And maybe put your hands over that place and just give yourself love. Let yourself know that you are safe and that you are loved. And you're going to give it everything that it needs right now. All the love. All the connection. Just settle into it. Breathe into it. Settle in with all of your energy and all of your love. Good. And so again, if you feel any emotions, if you feel any clingy or neediness, make sure that you have all of the energy of that other person breathe it all out of your body, every last little piece of it. And make sure you are fully and completely inside of your body in all the places that they were taking up in your energy space. Move into all those places with your love. And at the end of this exercise, you should feel peaceful. No more agitation, no more extreme emotions. You just settle in and you feel what it's like to be calm in your own body. Just breathe into that feeling. Good. Now, if this person ever comes back in, all of these energies and feelings and emotions, it's quite possible that they're all going to come flooding back in, but you can do this exercise again to release the energy and release the cord. And it works every time. And eventually you get sick of the roller coaster and you just decide that you want to feel this peace instead of the roller coaster of emotions you were going through before. I had to do this a bunch of times with a bunch of different partners. And finally, I decided, you know what? My peace inside of my own head, inside of my own heart was more important than the energetic roller coaster that I was on constantly. And I'm living a good life and I'm feeling really good and really peaceful. And I wish that for you too. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. If you'd like more information about this episode, the show notes, classes, or personal one-on-one sessions with me, you can go to thenewsuperheroes.com. I'd love to speak to you and answer any of your questions. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.